Hello class, we are now in lesson 6 entitled Retail Trade Industry. So our expectation in this specific topic, after going through this module, you are expected to first define retail trade. Second one, understand the importance of the retail industry on the economy. And then the third one, apply business principles, tools, and techniques in the retail trade business. So before we will proceed to our formal discussion, we will have a pre-test first. Okay, number 1, it is a business activity associated with the sale of goods to the ultimate customer. A. Merchandise. B. Manufacturing. C. Retail trade. Or D. Service trade. The answer for number 1 is retail trade. Number 2, it is the promotion of goods and services that are available for retail sale. A. Merchandising. B. Manufacturing. C. Servicing. Or D. Trading. The right answer in number 2 is merchandising. Now let's proceed to number 3. Below are examples of retail trade business except A. Online store. B. Sari-sari store. C. Motorcycle trade. Or D. None of the above. So the answer is letter D. None of the above. Question number 4. These are business firms engaged in offering goods and services directly to consumers. A. Service business. B. Retail business. C. Manufacturing business. Or D. None of the above. So the answer of number 4 is letter B. Retail business. Question number 5. How many retail businesses were established and registered in 2017? A. 101,136. B. 115,998. C. 123,487. Or letter D. None of the above. The answer for number 5 is letter A. 101,136. Now let's proceed to our formal discussion, the lesson. We will talk first about the merchandising business. So the merchandising is the promotion of goods and services that are available for retail sale. So the merchandising includes the determination of quantities, setting prices for goods and services, creating display designs, developing marketing strategies, and establishing discounts or coupons. So merchandising is part of the retail trade industry. And we also have retail trade industry. So the retail trade is the business activity associated with the sale of goods to the ultimate customer. So it links the manufacturers and the customers of the product. So typically, retailers, they will sell goods in the small quantities to consumers for personal use and not for resale or business use. So this is for the retail trade. Next, let's discuss about the typical types of retail trade business. So there are 4 different kind of stores, or we call it markets. So the retail enterprises can be either independently owned and operated or part of we call it chain. Okay, chain. Again, the retail enterprises can be either independently owned and operated or part of a chain, which is a group of 2 or more stores whose activities are determined and coordinated by the single management groups. So the stores are part of the chain may all be owned by a single company, but in other cases, the individual stores may be franchises that are independently owned by a small business person. So there are many different types of retail establishment exist as noted above. So the overall industry has seen no barriers that had long separated to the wide range of the companies operating under the retail umbrella. So nonetheless, retailing establishments still generally fall into one of the following general categories. So there are four general categories for the retail enterprises. Number one, we called it specialty stores. So this establishment typically concentrate on the selling a single type or very limited range of merchandises. There is a limited range of merchandises like clothing stores, musical instrument stores, sewing shops, and party supply stores, all four within this category. So these are stores that only sell specific products, just like a musical store. They only selling products, which is the musical instruments and others. So they call it specialty stores. Number two is department stores. I believe that you are already familiar with this term. These establishments are comprised of a series of departments, so each of which specializes in selling a particular grouping of products. So under this compartmentalized arrangement, consumers go to one area of the store to purchase tableware and another area to acquire bedding, for example. So there are different blocks or selling of different types of products but owned by a single owner. So this is called a department store. The third one is supermarkets. So these retail establishments, which are primarily involved in providing food to consumers, but have increasingly ventured into other product areas in recent years. So account for the vast majority of total food store sales, just like in America. And then lastly, the convenience stores. I believe that you are also familiar with this term. So it is a retail outlet that sells a limited range of prepared and ready to eat food and bottled and fountain beverages, household staples, tobacco products, and periodicals. So usually we can locate this convenience store in the side of the street or especially in the highways. Next, we will discuss about the retail industry in the Philippines. Okay, particularly in the Philippines. So retail trade is widely known as very competitive area of commercial endeavor. So the businessmen note that many fledgling retail establishments do not survive for more than a few years. So indeed, the competition for sales has become so great that consumers have seen a marked blurring of product lines among retailers. So increasingly, retailers have taken to stocking a much greater variety of goods than their basic industry classification would indicate, like the bookstores, for example, and increasingly stock the electronic products, while other ready-to-eat foods such as snacks and biscuits and personal hygiene products can be found in contemporary drug stores. So this development further complicates efforts to establish and maintain a healthy presence in the market. But for the small business owner who launches a retail store on the adequate foundation of capital and attractive merchandise, involvement in the trade can be rewarding on both financial and personal fulfillment levels. So for the latest annual survey of the Philippines, in business and industry, or it is also called as ASPBI. Okay, so the ASPBI stands for Annual Survey of Philippine Business and Industry. So it showed that a total of 101,136 establishments were engaged in wholesale and retail trade in 2017. So there are 101,336 establishments engaged in wholesale and retail trade in 2017. So this represents a decrease, okay, decrease of 12.8% compared with the 115,998 establishment in 2016. So among the industry groups, retail sale of other goods in specialized stores reported the highest share of 30.7%. So the total number of establishments for the sector. So this was followed by the retail sale of other household equipment in a specialized store with 13.4%. Okay, so the retail sale of food, beverages, and tobacco in specialized stores came third with 8.9%. Okay, so let's proceed to the wholesale and retail trade with the calendar year or year 2016 to 2017. So for the particulars, number of establishment in 2017, there are in the 2016 there are 115,998, and in 2017 there are 101,136. And for the employment, as you can observe, in 2016 there are 1,114,717, and in 2017 it decreases to 1,109,799. And then employment per establishment, you can also observe here, it increases from 10 to 11. And we also have particulars here, so you just screenshot in this part and you can observe it's either the particulars in 2016 to 2017 is increasing or decreasing. And then in this column or in this row we have growth rate that you can also observe. So I hope that you have learned from this short lecture about the lesson 6 concerning about the industry. In the previous lesson we discussed about the manufacturing industry, and for this module or for this lesson we talks about the retail trade industry. And lastly, for the valuing for this lesson or for this module, we have a sayings here. We need to reflect on this by J. Danzy. Your smile is your logo. Your personality is your business card. So how you leave others feeling after an experience with you becomes your trademark. Again, don't forget to answer the quiz or the post test, and also comply the requirements for the learning forum number 6. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye bye.